Hey friends, Fubar Prime here. Okay, so today we're going to try something different. So remember with these, I'm trying to basically just give you ideas. I don't think anything I make here is going to be something that you just kind of plug and play. But I want you to take these ideas, maybe we'll do something that it's using a bow to turn something into something, and then you go, well, no, that won't work for me. But maybe if I use, I throw a stone and I do something, or some variations. I just kind of want to teach you some of the concepts. So we're going to start today. I had a suggestion in one of the comments about making the wooden bear block a craftable. So we're going to do that, but we're going to add a twist to it. We're going to do a few things. We're going to make it craftable. We're going to make our own. We're probably going to make it where you can press E on it and it'll make a bear sound. And who knows, we may do more than that. But that's what I want to start with. So let's get started now. We're going to go check out blocks.xml. Okay, so let's get started. So we're going to start with the wooden bear. So now we could change the properties in here. We could, set the, I think it's an unlocked by, set the recipe and make it where it is unlockable. We could do all of our changes in this, but that's not good. We want to leave that one how it is. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you just want to change it. I mean, I guess you could change it to where anytime you see one of these, you can press E on it. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to make my own. So we're going to do block, name. Let's call it Craftable Wooden Bear. Easy enough. Let's close that out. Now, the first property we're going to do is extents. And we're going to say wooden bear. So now what this does, actually I don't like that space. I put a space there, I don't like that. Okay, so what this does, this says get all the properties from wooden bear up here and put it inside this new craftable wooden bear. Now there are one or two properties, I can't remember which ones it is, but there's one or two properties that don't transfer over. If I remember, I'll post it, but I mean, you'll figure it out pretty quick. So next thing we need is the custom icon. Now, what this does, so right now, when it's looking for the icon, it takes the name and looks inside the icon atlas. Well, we just made craftable wooden bear, so there is not going to be a craftable wooden bear in there. So we want to tell it, hey, go ahead and use the wooden bear icon. Now, we probably don't want it to look exactly like it. So I think what we're going to do custom icon tint. If I can spell. Now, this is hex, so we're just going to use, it's kind of one that we use in here. It's kind of a reddish. We're going to use that. So first two are red, green, blue. Yeah, you're going to have to Google it. I'm not going to explain hexadecimal fully to you, but that's kind of it. Now, what we're going to change about this, we are going to set a class. So the class is what kind of functionality does this block do? So in our case here, we want it to be a GameEvent one because I like using GameEvents. I made the system. It's easy to use. We're going to go into that file in a minute. We'll make a simple GameEvent for this. So we're going to call it, so it's a GameEvent block, but we also have to say an activate event. And we'll just call it like wooden bear activate. Simple enough. Okay, I think that's all we need. So let's go ahead and head on over to, let's go to the GameEvents. So this time I'm going to go to the bottom of action lost, which is it's kind of the last action. There's some test stuff down here. We're going to put it right under there. So here's what we need. We're going to do action sequence. We'll call it what we said in the other file, wooden bear activate. And we'll go and close it up so we don't forget. All XML has to have an open and close tag. So here we're going to say property name. We'll do action type value game. That just kind of categorizes it. It doesn't do anything too important, but this isn't something from Twitch. It doesn't, it kind of fits there. This one we do need to set the target type to a block because that's where it's firing from. We're going to press E. It's going to activate it. One more thing. This is just a safety measure. It actually shouldn't, because we're not going to do much. Ooh, I can't type. Since it's not a big, long event, it shouldn't matter, but I'm going to put it in anyway. We're going to say allow while dead equals false. And what that means is if the block dies, if the block is destroyed mid-event, it should not do any more. Now, we are ready for the next part. So we're going to do action, class, play, sound. It's going to be pretty simple, everybody. We may add a little more to it, but for now, it's going to be pretty simple. I'm going to say the sound, and then we're going to use the bear sound. I think it's a bear alert. And then one more thing, we're going to say phase, value equals 0. We really don't, actually, we don't need to do this. So by default, it is 0. But I do want you to know that phases are there. So if you have multiple actions, you can say, well, I want, let's do this. Let me just show you as an example. We're going to use this Twitch bad action as an example. So if we wanted the bear alert to play before the bad action, we would set this one to happen in the first phase. That would be, and keep in mind, you can set these numbers to anything. You could have this as 50 and this as 200, and it's still going to work the same way. It'll do this one first and this one second. So that's really what that's for. I'll go and leave it there just so you have it for your example. So easy enough. So let's go ahead and check it out. Okay, so here we are. Let's go ahead. This is our bear. We're going to go ahead and set it over here. Now look, it says CraftableWoodenBear. Now, we could edit the localization to show the right name. Probably not going to do that in this video, but that's kind of how you do it. You can look at the entries that are in there. You just have to make sure the name of the block has an entry, and you can name it whatever you want. You can put it in every language, however you want to do it. But let's take a look what happens. So we're going to press E, and as you would expect, it does play the bear sound. So now, why don't we go ahead and set up, so we want to make it craftable. I'm thinking inside the workbench. We could set up a nice little spot where it'll say the craftable wooden bear. So let's go ahead and jump over. I think we'll head into recipes first. Okay, so I think we're just going to put it, we're going to kind of copy this one right here, the end table. So let's go ahead and get started on that. So we're going to say recipe, name, needs to be the name of the item, wooden bear. Count. We're just going to make one. We're gonna go and make it in the workbench. I mean, we don't have to, but it'll be good. And we'll go ahead and copy these tags. Workbench crafting. And then, as usual, let's close it up. Now, I think we're just gonna, we're gonna copy these. We're not gonna use all of them. Let's, headlight doesn't make sense. We could probably keep the others, give it a little bit of stuff to it. So that makes that. So now the recipe should be there, and I can show you that real quick. Okay, so here we are. Let's look. There it is. So craftable wooden bear. So we can go ahead and craft it if we want. It'll take like 7 seconds. The time is customizable. So why don't we go ahead and change it? So we now have the item. Cool, it works. Well, let's go ahead and make it where it is locked by one of the crafting books. So why don't we're going to go ahead and do workstations. Yeah, we'll put it in here. Not sure which one. We'll put in one of them. Probably just a tier 1. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so if you search for crafting workstations, this is the one we want to put in. We're going to go ahead and put in the first tier. So we just need to kind of add it in here. So what we need is craftable wooden bear. We're going to copy that over to here. So for now, we're just going to use this for the name key. Not a big deal. We'll make it unlock at 7. 7 is fine. Let's grab this. We're going to change this to same thing. Craftable wooden bear. We're going to make it the third item. So this is the display. So whenever you look at it in the game, you'll see the dew collector in the first slot, forge in the second, and craftable wooden bear in the third. This does not actually unlock the item. This is just how it's displayed. So down here, where it says these recipe tags unlocked, we're going to go ahead and this, we're going to set it to 7. And then we are going to do, here, I'm going to copy and paste it just to make it a little faster. Craftable wooden bear. So that handles this part. There is some more stuff that we need to take care of. So over here on this page, we do need to set it to learnable for the tags. That tells it that it can actually be locked. So that's good there. We got to do one more thing. So here we are in this file. So what we need to do here, we need to do 2 things. We need to say property name unlocked by value is crafting workstations. So what this does is make it where when you are looking at it in the both the item description and the crafting recipe, whenever you're looking at the info, it'll just basically link back. We need that. And then let's do one other thing. I can't remember if this is required or not, but it's just good to have. We're going to do the workstation skill. Just kind of add on. Other ones that are unlocked by it do the same thing. So we're going to do that. So let's go check it out in game. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look, see if it worked. There's the craftable wooden bear. If I try to craft it, it tells me I need to go to workstations. We look here. Hey, look, there's 3. Dew collector forge, craftable wooden bear. So let's go ahead now and turn on creative menu. Let's get us some workstation books so we can test this out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now tier 1 forge. Hopefully this should say craftable. Wait, it's one more. Yeah, craftable wooden bear. So now if we go and look, we can now craft it. If we go back to our screen over here, click workstations, you look, they're all 3 unlocked. So there it is. And then once again, we can craft. So let's do one more thing. Let's do an added surprise thing. The thing I want to do is I want to put a chance that if I click on this bear, that it spawns a bear. Maybe a little ways out. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this is pretty simple to do. We're going to do an action class of spawn entity. We're going to close it up. We always do. Then let's go ahead. It's got a few properties. I'll explain them all though. Entity names. Obviously, this is the animal bear. Let's see what else we got. We could do. Let's do spawn count. Value equals 1. And then what else do we need? Let's just throw in the face while I'm thinking about it. It's better to get that out of the way. That's probably good. I think we could say safe spawn. We'll let it spawn in safe zones. I mean that'll just make it more fun. We do need a minimum distance. Let's set it to 10. Because we don't want to spawn right on you. If we do, you're probably gonna die. And we'll set a max distance of, let's just say 20. And then, so let's go ahead and also set the spawn type. So this is kind of a new thing. Let's set it to Wandering Horde. It's going to try to use the Wandering Horde logic to spawn it kind of outside of your view. Actually, we can make that a little bit more so you can see it in a better way. What else? Trying to think if there's anything else we need. Probably not. Probably not. Now, I did want it to be a chance. Let's do this. We're gonna set it. We're gonna do it, but we're gonna set it to a big chance. So we're gonna set a requirement that is a random roll. Whoops. Requirement. So we're closing the tag. And then, so for this one, we need a min and max. Value equals 0 to 100. We will do the operation. We'll just say less than or equal to. And then the value we want to check, let's go ahead. Let's do something kind of high, but with a little bit of a chance. Let's do like 90. Because I don't want to sit here and press E a whole lot on it. And you guys go, whoa, it's not working. So let's do that. So I think this is good. Let's go ahead and test it. Okay, so here is the moment of truth. Oh, see? It worked. It worked. He's so angry. We're not going to really fight him, though. I don't have a weapon. So we're just going to kill all. I hope everybody enjoyed this, though. This is probably going to do it for us. So we messed with, let's see, the blocks. We messed with recipes. We messed with GameEvent. And we messed with progression.xml. So four XML files we touched. So I think this is pretty good. Please, if you haven't already, go ahead and like, subscribe, all that good stuff if you enjoyed the video. Also, be sure to leave any comments if there's something you want to see. I'm open to requests. The whole point of this is just to give you some ideas. Once again, not really anything that you can just kind of copy and paste into your mod, but maybe you'll find something you like or a part of it that you can kind of incorporate in something. So I'm willing to answer any questions. Just let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.